everybody, it's Glenda with the AKA GK Fralin, and I had a heck of a morning, but I'll talk to you about that in a bit. Okay, I'm going to show you my little device here. $20, and that thing is it's a good buy. It really is. It is an oximeter. I put it on my finger, push a button. It needs to be in a resting position, but that's hard to show you. But it's got it reads my oxygen level, my pulse, and it was doing it. I don't know why lately it hasn't been. But it has a little thing over here that does a vertical kind of a pulse, it shows your pulse. But it also, okay, I need to breathe a little. There, it's going. But it was having a little line, kind of like on an EKG, but maybe it's because right now I've got it the way I've got it positioned. But anyway, there have been a few times this has come in very handy, and it's halyard. That helps when I'm needing to carry it around the house, because that way, if I've just made way to the kitchen and I'm just so out of breath, I can put this thing on. I have to take it off my neck because it don't work very well otherwise. Because it's hard to rest it, or be in a relaxed position. But I've discovered that a lot of times when I am up and around, and when I get really out of breath, that my saturation level for my oxygen is going down into the 80s, 80%. So anyway, then I do my pursed lip breathing, and it comes gradually back up, sometimes faster than others, depending on just how hard I've made it on myself. So I am beginning to realize that this is going to really help me. It's really, really going to help me, because it's also showing when my pulse is just racing because I am out of breath. And sometimes it can take longer to get that pulse down. I mean, if I were doing words escape me when I need to say them, and you've all been there. But anyway, when you're exercising and you want your heart rate and your respirations to go up and stuff, and this would be ideal if it were meant to do that. But when you're walking, maybe 30 feet into the kitchen from the living room, and you're doing that, puffing and puffing, gets you a little disgruntled. Anyway, enough about that, but I am so in love with this thing already. That first day, I just got it. And I think I just got it yesterday. I don't remember. But I was had it on my finger almost every other. But to tell you why it's so important today. Oh, and my chest is still hurting. I don't know whether to call this the most unlucky day of my life. Well, can't be that, but an unlucky morning or day, or whether to call it one of the most fortunate. Because I don't set my drink. I do keep a drink handy, because my mouth with my medications, it goes dry easily. And if you see me doing this once in a while, I just had a bagel with cream cheese, and it feels like I still got some there, even though I can see it not there, but the stickiness is. Also, it tends to make my mouth still water because it tastes so good. Anyway, I was napping. I keep saying morning, it's actually afternoon. But anyway, I was napping, and my tray sits over here, okay? And my tea's on it, and, I happen to have my phone on there. I don't know what the deal was with my camera, because it was hooked into my computer, which was over here on my desk thing, or my, tabletop desk thing. But my arm went out, and I heard this crash, and it woke me up. And this whole mug of tea had gone all over the floor. And there was my phone, and everything was on the floor. I mean, and then I found my camera on the floor too. Thank goodness those didn't get into the fluid or into the liquid. But this phone, it takes punishment. I've dropped that thing 2 or 3 times at least, and I check it, and every time, oh, thank goodness. My camera, thank goodness, because I've heard of people breaking their cameras, and it's just fine. It's just fine. And I want to cry. The cord that it was hooked to, because it was still hooked into the computer and sitting right here for the upload. And I'll be darned, I don't know. Wait a minute. I did everything on the computer yesterday. So there was no upload. Well, I mean, there was an upload. There was no, there was nothing, there was no feed off of my camera. That's why it was sitting over there. Okay, that problem is solved online. You heard it here first. I heard it here first. And it's all working. My TV remote, that thing's taken so much punishment. Still working. I wasn't working so well though. And there's the rub, because I had to go and find towels. And I mean, it doesn't seem like I'm capable of spilling a little bit. It has to be a full one. Seems like every time. And I went and I grabbed one towel, and of course I knew that wasn't going to be enough. And a bunch of it went under my husband's chair. Thank goodness it's a lightweight chair, because I had to move it. But, of course, my oxygen tubing is getting in the way. Just get it in picture in your mind. My oxygen tubing is, having to be moved. I'm having to jiggle it and move it all the time. I'm going like that. And I know you guys don't find that comical, but when you've lived with it as long as I have, it's a very fearful feeling at the time, but when it's over with, then sometimes you can laugh. Because you haven't died. And that might sound morbid, but oh my gosh. Anyway, I had to go get another towel, and everything I did just made me even more, but we've got this wooden floor. And yeah, I think it's got urethane on it, but still, you don't want a puddle of water just sitting there. And half of me wanted to just say, oh, heck with it. Let it ruin the floor. Let it warp it. Let it do whatever. But I knew I couldn't do that. So anyway, I did get it. I got it all. It took me longer than it would have years ago, of course, but it did get mopped up. And so then I, standing there and trying to breathe, at least until I caught my breath well enough to take the towels and put them in the laundry. Trivia of the day. I just got this off of a trivia game. What aquatic creature has more taste buds than any other in the world? The catfish. Of all things, it's the catfish. Hi! I got it. When I ordered the oximeter, let's see, I ordered some other stuff. And the other one, I ordered this 120 count gel pen. It's huge. That is, that's huge. Look at that. 120. There's 30 per row and 4 rows. Are there that many colors? I'm sure there are. Or maybe they double up on some, but I don't know. There's some that they're just kind of a little bit of a shade different. And that's kind of cool because those paints, when I was using those on things, well, even those other pens that I had, they just didn't, well, they were Sharpie markers, and I still got them. They're great, but I only had just so many colors. So this is going to keep me busy. Okay, you might wonder, what the heck's she doing with those markers? Well, I actually did have something else to show you, but then I read the inside of the inside cover and stuff, and it said that I couldn't do anything commercially with that book. So I couldn't even show it on screen here. So I have some how-to books is what I've got. Basically, they're just very simple color, like you'd find in a children's coloring book, cartoonish ones, but they look like they'd be a lot of fun. And I was gonna, figure out how to start drawing some of this stuff to kind of illustrate some of the stuff that some of the little stories or something, But, I mean, I can draw it, I think, fine by using their instruction and maybe add to it and make it, a little more and stuff without any problem. But to show the book or use the book commercially at all, or any part of that book commercially, is an absolute no-no. So I guess I would have thought it was just better advertising for them if I showed it. But no, I'm not even going to take the chance. Okay. Tomorrow's another day. And I plan to be here for it. So I hope you found something in today's video that you could either relate to or laugh with me. Sometimes you just have to take the unpleasant and I'm not going to laugh at the fact that I have, but you just have to laugh through it, and so, life is just too short to sit here and cry all the time. So, and I did get through it. That was just one example of many others. So anyway, if you don't relate and you would like to say, I don't want that stuff, but I have no idea what she's talking about. If you've ever had the wind knocked out of you, it's like that. So tomorrow's another day, and I hope you have a very good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.